Broadcasting from an undisclosed location under a farm pond somewhere in the Midwest. Your host is Jim Crowley. This is Slickfish Radio. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Slickfish Radio. Man, we had a great show last week. That was a lot of fun and got to talk ice fishing, and so glad all of you, a lot of nice comments afterwards. Really appreciate you all, as always, joining in. Like I always say, we wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for all of you. So hey, got a little news to tell you. This past week, I was up in southern Wisconsin. We were up by Lake Delavan and filmed the first episode for 2023 for Jim Crowley Outdoors on Wired to Fish TV. Really cool. Got into a lot of nice smallmouth and largemouth. It was just a lot of fun. And some really exciting stuff is going to be happening for next year. We're going to be doing some really cool things, going to some really cool places. And I love it. It's great. It's obviously what I love to do, and I can't wait to share all those adventures with all of you. So wherever you're joining in tonight, please click on. We're going to bring in our guest in just a little bit, Mr. Jose Cinco from Kastking. There is so many innovations that this company has come up with, both in rods and reels. So Savannah, Cove Outdoor, and hi guys, how you doing? Glad to have you here. A couple more of you joining in. Hi, everybody. Please chime in. Tell us where you are from. We're going to have a really cool contest tonight. So the more of you join in tonight, the more of your chances to win. Last week, we had a winner from New Jersey, which was really cool. I'm going to adjust my headphones here for a second. Okay, there we go. My small peanut head, and sometimes the headphones don't fit on there all the time. Anyway, so we're gonna talk everything that is Kastking. While you guys are listening to this, you can go to kastking.com and check out, because we're gonna have a question from there in a little bit. And as always, if you get an answer, we're gonna have a cool giveaway, but we're not gonna tell you about that just yet. We got some more stuff to tell you. First of all, I want to thank American Tackle. For those of us always helping to bring the show to you each and every week. We've got some great sponsors, and we're really grateful for all of them, including American Tackle. American Tackle. Explore Lacrosse. Explore just had the last BASS Elite Series tournament up there in Lacrosse. It was a big success, and we are going back in a couple weeks. I can't wait to check out the fall colors and all the incredible fish. And that is whenever we go to Lacrosse. It's always a great time. If you want to find out more about Lacrosse, Wisconsin, the beautiful place. I mean, it's a great family destination. Go to explorelacrosse.com. Shields in Springfield, Illinois. I'm looking forward to going back down there in a short time. Shields has everything with hunting season right around the corner. I mean, dove season and nuisance goose season starts here in the Midwest, September 1st. So make sure that if you're needing shells, you're looking for that last minute shotgun or anything, doesn't matter if it's bike riding, doesn't matter aerobics, if you can think of it in the outdoors, Shields has it. We are powered, as always, by our friends at Dakota Lithium with their 11-year warranty, 4 times fast charging. These batteries are incredible and extremely lightweight. I love mine. I've been running them all year. It's incredible anymore, the amount of short time that it takes to charge these batteries after a full day on the water. I've never had this much power as I have with Dakota Lithium. So with that, what I want to do tonight, we are going to talk mostly fishing, reels. There's other things, because Kastking offers so much stuff. But I do want to bring in my friend Jose Cinco from Kastking. Jose, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Good. You and me always smiles. People think like we like our job or something. You know?
Yeah, it's still work, but it surrounds fishing. How can you ever be mad about that?
Yeah, we hooked up there and met at ICAST, and it was funny the minute we started talking. You know, for those of you who don't go to ICAST, it's funny when you meet somebody in the industry, especially I've been in it almost 30 years now. It doesn't take long that it's less than 6 degrees of separation. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. Turns out we have some great friends in common at American Tackle, at Rapala, at Prime One. There's just a lot of cool companies that all work together. And Kastking makes sure they do a really good job of incorporating a lot of these great companies to work with you, and you do some of this stuff. Before we get into talking a little bit about your position and what you do, just so you people know, I've been using Kastking reels for a couple years. I use them in my ice fishing. Matter of fact, this is one of my ice fishing reels right here, and we can talk about that design a little bit later and why I chose those. But I want to read the mission statement from Kastking, but because I think this is important for all of you to know. Now, their mission statement at Kastking is affordable innovation through novel concepts and ingenious designs. They seek cost-effective e-commerce practices to directly market to consumers, cutting tackle costs by at the very least 30% and sometimes more. Their vision statement, quite simply, is just keep fishing fun. Jose, you've been part of that for a while. How fun has that been to work with a company that loves what they do?
It's opening. It's eye-opening, honestly, to think that. And just like you said, you've been in the industry a long time. Sometimes you see a lot of companies, you see a lot of people. They're here to make a buck, or they're here to just sell whatever. The great thing about Kastking is that we do push the limits of technology. We like to actually view ourselves now as a technology company that's in the fishing industry, because we're going to give top innovative products with the top level technology that's out there, but it's going to be at an affordable price. You can look at our Elite series, and at you're going to get top of the line from us is pretty much where a lot of companies just barely kind of get in. So that's what I like about them.
Yeah, one of the reels that I purchased recently was a Speed Demon Elite, and that is their spinning reel, and it's got a 7:4 to 1 gear ratio. Now, the average spinning reel in the industry is 5:3 to 1. And I love fishing a spinning reel for clear water applications. One of the things that I really wanted a high gear ratio spinning reel for is when I throw jerk baits, especially for smallmouth. I throw jerk baits 99% of the time on spinning tackle, because I can throw them farther in clear water. I've always been an advocate of staying as far off the fish as you possibly can. And so having a spinning reel that I don't have to work as hard. Now think about that. That is from 5:3 to 1 to 7:4 to 1. That's quite a difference. I've got to say without question, and I bought these reels. I bought 2 of them after ICAST. I got to say these are probably one of the lightest, if not the most solidest spinning reels I've ever had, with an incredible drag system. You guys probably utilize a carbon drag system on your reels better than most reels in that $200 to $300 range. And one of the things you told me was, and I hope you can expound on this a little bit, you guys keep a lot of that stuff in-house. You oversee everything.
Yes, so from a factory, from development to engineers, a lot of companies, and even I want to say our first couple of reels, they were OTS, or as we call in the business, off the shelf. Hey, I want that one painted a new color, stamp our name on it, and let's go. Not anymore. Everything, design to manufacturing to marketing, everything is done in-house. We have a control on everything. So that's why when we see these newer products, there's nothing else like it on the market.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed. I'm going to bring, and I think you brought one of those with you, but if you show up that Zephyr, that's actually one of the spinning reels I'm thinking about getting next. I want you guys to take a look at this. We got a bunch of people joining in now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Donald Haas, hi. And all these guys. I want you guys to know, now that we got a bunch of people, wow, even more people coming in here, what I want to do, and we'll have more later. But hey, James Dunn, hi, Jim, how you doing? Hi, James. Hey, guys, I want you to do something. We're going to give away, actually, we're not going to, Jose is going to give away a new Zephyr spinning reel. Hi, Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to give away this one right here. This is a Zephyr 2000.
2000. Okay, so here's what you guys got to do. Okay, I want you to go to Kastking.com sometime during this interview, actually around right before the commercial break or whatever. Riley Phillips. Hey, Riley, how you doing? I want you to go there. I want you to go to Kastking.com. Go to the About section. I want you to tell me where Kastking was founded and what year. The first person to answer where Kastking was founded and what year, and you can find it in the About section. I'm hand feeding you here, folks, okay? I'm hand feeding you this one. First one that can tell me where Kastking was founded and what year, Jose's going to give them that Zephyr spinning reel. How cool is that? Okay? So just so you guys know, go that. We'll mention it one more time before the break if somebody doesn't get it. But tell us a little bit about that Zephyr, because I know that on the biggest Zephyr, you can get up to 22 pounds of drag on that. But
Yeah,
it's an incredible reel for the price.
that is insane. So the 3,000 and the 4,000 are going to be 22 pounds of drag. The
Jeez.
2,000 like I have here, or if you know, bold, you like the green color?
Yeah, it's cool.
These even at a 1,000 and a 2,000 are 18 pounds of drag. They're a 5:2 to 1 gear ratio.
Yep.
The 500 is an amazing size, especially for ice fishing, ice fishermen out there.
Sure.
And that only starts out at, what is it?
Well, it's $42.99.
$42.99.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is amazing. I know a lot. You know, it's different, of course, when you're bass fishermen. It's almost like some guys don't have a budget. But I know a lot of ice fishermen that, you know, your entire combo, you're not going to go out and blow $500-$600. So this keeps it right where it needs to be. And they're just amazing. Even at that 500 being ultra light is only 5.6 ounces.
Yeah, and now for the Speed Demon Elite that I have that we were talking about earlier, which is a 7:4 to 1 gear ratio, that's only $99. And that thing, I said that is one of the lightest, best performing spinning reels I've ever had. There's no reason to pay $300 or $400 for a spinning reel when, like they said, they can knock off, just because you guys keep everything in house like that, you get to watch everything, do everything right there. So it's got to be pretty cool watching some of the innovation come about right there. And you guys are going, we can change this right here. We don't have to ship that out.
You know, that's another great thing. You know, a lot of companies, these bigger, larger companies, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 years when it goes from a piece of paper to in the consumer's hands. Versus here at Kastking, it's literally under a year. It goes from, hey, you know what, we should do this, to it being out on the market. And that's just, there's no other company that's able to touch that as far as when it comes to rods and reels and everything that we offer.
That's awesome. And we already got a winner. We didn't even make it to break. So Savannah Kolba just said 2013 New York.
Absolutely, you're correct.
That's it. Savannah, I'll get your address afterwards. I'll ship it off to Jose and he can send you a reel. Maybe actually I'll give him my address and maybe you won't see the reel. I don't know. But no, we'll make sure that you get it. And James Dunn answered, but Savannah was there first, so Savannah gets the first reel there. I want to talk about a couple more. Hey, Lance Walker just chimed in from Prime One. Lance, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you. Yeah, he's representing for sure. That's awesome. So one thing I want to talk about, I want to mention one of the other spinning reels that you have, the Megatron spinning reel. That one is just a really powerful. That one's got up to 33 pounds of drag.
And that
on it too.
Like
I mean, some of these reels can be used in both freshwater and saltwater. I'm thinking light inshore for that reel for redfish would probably be awesome, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. So all of our stuff is double shielded ball bearings unless it states it. So everything is actually can be used in saltwater. And like you said, that Megatron is actually built it. I've used my Megatron in saltwater down at the Gulf. But yeah, it's an amazing reel. And especially like you talked about at the price point. So amazing stuff.
Guys, we're going to get ready to take a break. I can't believe I said this was going to go quick, and now we got even more people coming in here. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a break, and I always say, like Chuck Woolery used to say, we're going to come back in 2 and 2. So we're going to do that. I want to get into some of the really cool bait casting reels.
Yes.
There's so much stuff that Kastking have, backpacks and rods. They're doing a really cool thing with rods this year with American Tackle, all kinds of cool stuff. We got a lot more to talk about it. Don't miss this. Stay tuned. Call friends. Get back over here because this is going to be even more fun when we come back. We'll see you in a bit. American Tackle is home to the award-winning microwave line control system. Rod blanks to reel seats, ferrules to finish, grips to guides. They're committed to the very best in rod building components. Find out more, americantackle.us. With fishing beyond your expectations, indoor and outdoor activities, a vast variety of places to eat, drink, and stay. Discover your next adventure between the bluffs. ExploreLaCrosse.com. Located in Springfield, Illinois' largest selection of sports and sportswear, hunting, fishing, specialty shops and services, a 65-foot Ferris wheel, 16,000-gallon saltwater aquarium, and industry-leading knowledgeable employees. You don't take chances at Shields. ever. Go to shields.com. Believing quality is measured by lifespan and harnessing their unique chemistry and engineering know-how. Dakota Lithium lasts 4 times longer, powering your passion with an 11-year warranty. Find out more, dakotalithium.com.
Slick Fish Radio with Jim Crowley can be seen and heard on Roku, Fire TV, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iTunes.
There we go. Come here. Get in here. Yeah, nice fish right there. Hi, I'm Jim Crowley. Make sure you catch my show, Jim Crowley Outdoors, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, exclusively on Wired to Fish TV. Look for Jim Crowley Outdoors on Wired to Fish TV on free ad-supported streaming TV, including Plex, that can be downloaded in the App Store at Apple TV, Roku, Samsung, and others. Hey, we are back with Jose Cinco of Kastking. So we already had a winner, but make sure you guys, and we'll give the information out afterwards. You want to find out more about Kastking. That they offer so much stuff, from fishing gloves to rods to reels to backpacks. There may even be a kitchen sink with a Kastking logo on it. I don't know, but there's a lot there. One of the things I really want to talk about in the baitcast reels, there's actually several of them. I was really impressed at ICAST when you told me about that Kestrel. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, yes, it's the Kestrel.
Kestrel. Yeah. Show them that reel, dude. That thing, and just explain everything about it. Show them that thing.
So I could probably talk about this thing for an hour, but it's 4.4 ounces, making it the world's lightest baitcaster. So how does it do that? It has a magnesium alloy frame, carbon fiber side plates. The spool itself, as you can see, is a shallow spool that is a 28mm spool, and that only weighs 5.6 grams.
Oh my goodness!
Super smooth, but I already named so much stuff. But our FAF, our fly arc finesse system. So as you can see, that is automatic braking, not digital, but automatic. So as the spool spins, the magnets will expand and contract on their own. Actually went fishing with this yesterday, caught a few fish, and a 1/16 ounce tungsten weight I'm throwing on a Z-Man Ned Rig TRD. I do a micro Texas rig versus a Ned Rig a lot of times. Yeah. But I was whip casting it as far as I could, like whipping as hard as I can, thumbless, no backlash. A 1/16 ounce weight.
See, that when I was reading the specs on this thing after you and I talked about it, one of the things I like to do when I go up to northern Wisconsin and Minnesota is there are certain times of year when really small finesse jigs work for not only largemouth but smallmouth as well. Mm-hmm. And I like to throw it on 10 pound, usually fluorocarbon. I always wanted to have like a small baitcast reel that would throw that with a medium light action rod. Instead of a spinning rod, just to be a little bit more precise with that light jig. When you started telling me about that, I'm like, that would be an awesome reel for like light top waters, even throwing balsa baits, thinking about Rappalos, throwing balsa baits with a bait caster that you can throw them and not get a backlash on some of the smaller baits like this. And you guys have done that. When I looked at the price point compared to reels out there that are $400, and I've seen $500 and $600 reels out there, and this one's $200 and can throw a lure down to 1/16. That's damn impressive.
That is, and BFS, so bait finesse system, has exploded over the past couple of months, even to the past couple of years. And it's just like you said. So instead of me utilizing a spinning rod and reel for drop shot, Ned rig, like I said, micro Texas rig, your micro cranks, your quarter ounce cranks, your crappie jigs. Now you can have the accuracy and the speed of an 8-4-1 bait caster, all of that under the control of, like you said, I throw a medium light Para G2 rod. And so I've got the backbone, I've got the accuracy, and I've got everything. And I feel more in control versus, throwing around a spinning rod.
Yeah, and that reel alone, we're talking about that Speed Demon Elite before, and I've mentioned that a couple times. I'm just really impressed with that reel, but that's why I throw jerk baits on spinning rods, is just because it's easier and I can throw them into the wind. You have a reel like this where people just feel more balance of power with the bait casting reel. This would be the perfect reel for something like that because you can get away with a lightweight. And I just think it's really cool. The other one that I want to talk about, because one thing that is, and we've done several videos over the last couple of years on just skipping. I love to skip. I've always felt, since I learned to do it years ago, I've always felt with the right equipment, you can open up the areas that you're fishing by not only casting, flipping, and pitching, but being able to skip lures into and around or underneath cover.
Mhm.
Because if you don't learn to skip, it's not that you're not going to catch fish, but there is more intelligent fishing pressure on the waters today than there ever has been. And if you can't get those lures in some cases back to certain areas, you are missing out on at least an extra bite or two. In some cases, that may be the only way to catch fish, is getting fish that aren't hit. One thing I always have to do on my reels, whatever brand that I use, is I have to take down the line. Because if you have a full spool line, you are inevitably going to backlash more. The problem is when you take line off a bait cast reel, you also knock down the gear ratio of that reel. You don't have the high speed because you have less line in the spool. You guys have come up with your what I've seen, your skipping reels a little bit different. Can you discuss that, please?
Yes, so it's based off of our Speed Demon Elite series, which is an amazing series. It's the fastest 10-5-1 aluminum frame. So we took that and we said, well, let's make it a skipping and pitching. So if you can see how thin this actual spool is, so that's 50, that's I'm not sure, I think this is a 50 or 40 pound braid on there. But now you can throw a straight braid on there. You're not going to worry about any type of backlash. It still has an amazing centrifugal braking system, and it's deadly accurate. So now you can get into those places. Like you said, I think people don't realize like how conditioned these fish get to seeing the same thing. That's why some people might say, oh, well, last year I killed it on the drop shot, and now this year they don't want anything. Well, how many times have they seen that drop shot? So you're going to have to get to the places where these fish are going to ambush their prey, because they're opportunistic predators.
Right.
So you have to get that bait where they're at, in front of them, hit them dead in the nose, and then they're going to attack it.
That's right. I've always said fish only do three things. We outthink ourselves most of the time. They do three things. They swim, they eat, they make little fish.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. They're opportunistic feeders. Jose said, if you can get a bait in front of them, especially if you're skipping underneath docks, 9 times out of 10, if you're skipping docks like that, the bait never hits the bottom. They hit it on the way down.
They hit
just because they don't see something come that close in their face, especially in clear water. They'll come from 10 feet away if that bait is slow. And that's why I was talking about those really small jigs. And a reel like that would be able to get that bait back where you want it. Now, yes, there's a technique involved to it, but when you have a reel that's set up for it, it honestly does make it a little bit easier. Hey, I want to talk a little bit too about the reel that and Brett Chapman is one of your guys on. And Brett uses he uses the Bassinator reels. I think
Yes.
I talked with Brett over at iCast there as well. We did a little interview together, and the Bassinator reels I think are pretty impressive reels. Those I think have like 11 ball bearings or something like that in them. But what are a couple more of the reels? I just wanted to mention those. But what are a couple more of the reels that you wanted to talk about?
So the big ones is obviously we talked about the Kestrel, and then in the same Speed Demon Elite series is probably our number 2 biggest hyped reel. This one was actually designed by Cliff Crochet.
Oh, the Deadbolt.
So it's the Deadbolt, as everyone can see. Look, it's missing the star drag though. But
Yep.
honestly, what do a lot of us do as anglers, anyways? Right? We're gonna wrench that drag down. You're gonna take pliers. You're gonna tighten it down some more, and then when you set the hook, I was always taught keep your thumb on it, make sure it doesn't slip again. So think about it, 65-pound braid, 50-pound braid, anything where you're going to be using braid, even if you're Texas rigging heavy cover, so 30-pound braid or whatever, you're locking that down anyway. So why don't we just eliminate it? So people keep asking, well, how much drag force does that have? None. It is a dead bolt. It is direct drive, and Cliff Crochet has tried his hardest to break that. So if there's someone that I trust that he says, he's going to break it, because you want to talk about power fishing and someone that sets the hook like he's sending the fish to the moon. That's the guy. And so, and that's another thing too. This went from a piece of paper to an idea to a prototype to being in the consumer's hands in a year.
Yeah, and again, that has to do with everything you guys have being in shop.
Yes,
being in store right there. And guys, I saw that, guys and ladies, I saw that at iCast. It's an extremely light reel. What I like about it is it's low profile. 2 things I thought about that for: flipping a jig and throwing a frog. And I like that with no give on that. I want a direct hook set. And there's two things where I really like burying a hook hard, and that's on a jig and throwing a frog. And I'll tell you what, with no slip right there, you don't have to worry about cranking down that drag extra tight. You don't need it in the first place.
Mhm.
And so on techniques like that, so that deadbolt is an absolutely fantastic reel. What are some of the other things that you guys are excited about this year, Jose? What else you got coming out? I saw some of the new fishing gloves that you work with Prime One Camo. Those are beautiful and very effective. What else you got?
We have so much stuff that's coming out. One of our other biggest things that came out this year was the Capstone Elite Spinning. The Capstone Elite Spinning is an IPX6 fully sealed. So you're inshore, offshore. It goes all the way up to a size 8,000. That thing is a complete monster. We also have the Mega Jaws Elite. So the Mega Jaws Elite series, that has an AMB, an automatic auto-magnetic braking system in it, which is patent pending to us. So kind of the same thing. It's not exactly like the Kestrel, but still the magnets expand and contract on their own. It also has a flipping switch on it. You know, a flipping switch is not new technology, right?
Right.
But, you know, the older ones that came out way back in the day, they backlashed like crazy. Well, now with that automatic braking system, that's not necessarily an issue. So that's just another amazing, and that comes in all the way to a 911 speed on that. So anything that you want to lock down, that you want to fling real hard and get that fish back to you real quickly, I mean, that's the real.
One last thing I want to cover, because I thought it was nice to see, and this speaks to your innovation, but you guys brought out a rod this year that has a spiral wrap.
Yes.
Do you have that there?
I absolutely do have one right here.
And here's two cool things about it. One, for those of you guys who aren't rod makers, the spiral wrap, I just, it's not a rod that I've built. I actually have a spiral wrap musky rod. They are, my wife just chimed in. Yes, hi, love you. Hi, sweetie. And just so you guys know, I wasn't talking to Jose. I was talking to my wife, Rhonda, just so you know. But they're using American Tackle's microwave guides on it. And why don't you tell them a little bit about this? Because when people get used to this, they even got the American Tackle reel seat on there. Mm-hmm. When you get used to this rod, this will be one of the farthest casting rods. So Jose, tell them about it.
So farthest casting, it's also going to be accurate. And so whenever you roll carbon, right? When you roll carbon, because these are carbon fiber blanks, it's going to have a spine. So instead of just having guides on the top or guides on the bottom, guess what? Now you can evenly distribute that the power throughout the entire blank. And then since on the top, the final guide is pointed down, it puts the hook in the correct position, just like with a spinning rod. So that's why a lot of times with like drop shot and things like that, when you lift up, where does it hook? It hooks the fish correctly right on the top. It's not going to slide out or skin hook it or anything. It puts it in the proper position. And with the microwave guides and the graphite reels, the American Tackle graphite reel seat, AAA cork. Look, I got another deadbolt on there right there.
Look at that, yeah.
And check out that camo braid too.
That's cool.
That camo braid is awesome. But anyways, this is, you know, it's an IM8 blank, and so you can get it in a full carbon fiber. They also have a 730 composite blank, and they're just ridiculous. I mean, even Kevin Landers from American Tackle, when he came over and he saw that, he said, "Are you kidding me?" Because I mean, the fact that we are mass producing that at the price point at $99, you're not going to find a better rod for the money.
I am telling you guys right now that I've thrown those spiral wrap rods. Lance Walker from Prime One just chimed in, and if you watch a show every week, Jim Crowley Outdoors on Wired to Fish TV, you see we always put a discount code up there for Prime One Camo. You see Jose wearing it. The best stuff out there with an incredibly great company. Him and Stacy, his wife, are both awesome people. Lance, thanks for chiming in tonight. Say hi to Stacy. But Lance put this, and he's one of the best sticks on Pickwick Lake. All right. Here's what he wrote for those of you who can't see it. Spiral wrap is an old secret in an unreal Carolina rig rod. No torque when fish changes directions. We have custom made them for years, and he would know. And that's just, what I really like. One of the things I really, really like about Kastking, and we've mentioned this several times now, or I have, and I think it's important that you keep everything in shop. There's very, very little reinvention of the wheel. There's a lot of new innovation out there, which are good minds thinking. I even like the idea about taking an old concept and putting it with some new stuff to make it even better than it ever has before. And I'm thrilled to know you. I'm thrilled you and I got to talk. I want to show one thing here, Jose, before you leave. For those of you guys who came late last year on the show, you saw me ice fishing. This is actually, now these are reels I bought. This is a Kastking ice fishing reel. And one of the things I want to show you about this real quick is that if you notice, it's a longer shank here between here and the rod. That is for those guys with gloved hands. This gives you a much better grip. It also gives you a better angle on the reel. Let me get this over here to the first eyelet. And I really, really like that. The drag is incredible for an ice fishing reel. I never had it freeze up on me. It's got 6-ball bearings, I think, on this reel. And again, for the price point, this is I think it's the Royal. Yeah, it's a Royal 2, Royal Legend 2. But for ice fishing, that's all my reels. Our Kastkings just quite simply just because they work. Hey, before we leave, Jose, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. I was so excited about this because I'm like a kid in a freaking candy store. I could talk new reels all day long. I'm a tackle geek. I love this stuff. And I think you guys, especially for the high school and collegiate anglers,
Yes.
This is a company you guys need to look at because these are affordable reels that flat out work and are built better than some of the ones you could probably pay twice the money for. So where can they find out more information? Tell them social media, give them the whole spiel.
Oh, absolutely. So kastking.com. But at the same time, we do sell off of Amazon for a lot of stuff. We are the #1 sellers for on Amazon. We're the #1 fishing industry. We're the fastest growing company in the fishing industry. But check us out.
Yep.
Look, Kastking, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that. Give us a like, give us a comment. Let us know. Give us some feedback. That's one thing we take into consideration. Also, is the feedback from our customers.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, every time that I've contacted Jose on something, he gets back to, and that's a busy guy. Anybody who does what he does like this, the phone is pretty much almost glued to his ear without any adhesive. He's on it all the time working with these guys. And tell everybody at Kastking, we love what you're doing. I got some more reels I want to order because unfortunately, after you talk tonight, I'm going to be spending some more money. Thanks a lot for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys want to find out some great products, go check out Kastking.com. They're working with American Tackle. They're working with Prime One Camo. They're working with 2 companies and more that I respect a lot. Good companies keep good company, and Kastking is one of them. God bless you, my friend. I appreciate you coming out and spending time, and I'm sure we will talk soon.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, and God bless you also.
What a great guy. Thank you all of you for joining in tonight and all the likes we got tonight. For those of you who are going to be joining us later on Roku and Fire TV, as well as Amazon Music, iTunes, and Spotify, this show will probably be up there tomorrow or the next day. As I say every week or every couple of weeks we do this, the show is growing. Thank you all so very much. God bless you all. I love it because I have so much fun doing this. I love doing these shows. I've been blessed to make some great friends in the fishing industry. And it's so much fun to talk with them and share their products on here. We're going to have another great guest next week. And we've got several guests coming up that are just going to be fun. Thank you for joining in. Please make sure that you tell all your friends and join us. The more we have, the more giveaways we can give away. Gen Wong said, hey, that was great. Open my eyes a bit in the last in the Strike King brand. Yeah, or in the Kastking brand. Yeah, you're bet. Great. I'm glad you joined us tonight. I want to thank American Tackle. They have been awesome, and we're going to be coming out with some stuff later in the year with them. Can't say too much right now, but American Tackle is just awesome, and you're going to be seeing some cool stuff with them. Explore La Crosse, as I said, I'm heading back up there. If you want to see some beautiful fall colors, wherever you are in the country, if you can get to La Crosse, Wisconsin, I promise you, with the land between the bluffs is some of the most beautiful scenery you encounter for your family. If you want to go there just for fishing, the fishing is incredible, but don't pass up the restaurants. Don't pass up the great places to stay, and your phone is going to be loaded with pictures. Incredible people, incredible place to visit. Shields in Springfield, Illinois. Like I said, I'm blessed to work with some great companies, and Shields is one of them. Love all of them there at Shields. They are customer driven. James Yarlum just said, oh yeah, heading to Shields there soon. Me too, brother. You go to Shields and it's just great. That all the saltwater aquarium, the big 65-foot Ferris wheel, just fun. And I also want to thank our friends at Dakota Lithium. That's what we are powered by. I've never been more impressed with batteries than I am on my boat. Thank you, Dakota Lithium. Most of all, thank you to all of you. We couldn't have a show without you. I say that all the time. I want to let me put up something here for American Tackle for you, just so you know. If you go to American Tackle Angler Products, you can check out some really cool stuff there. Put in the code JCO20 and you'll get 20% off anything, any American Tackle thing. Just go there. Just go there. Check it out. Hey, some of the reels. So just go to AmericanTackleAnglerProducts.com. Hey, if you're looking for a pro staff position, American Tackle is taking applications. So check that out as well. And remember, if you're going to get something there, go and check out the code JCO20 at American Tackle, and you get a discount. I think right now also, just so you know, Kastking is having a Labor Day sale. So there are certain products on their website that you can go and click on a code and you can get money off their already great price stuff. One more thing, you know, the sunglasses I always wear on the show, Fish 419. If you're in the Shields Springfield area, go to Shields. They have the largest selection of Fish 419 sunglasses anywhere, and they're going to be adding some new styles. If you're not in the Shields or Springfield area, go to fish419.com, put in the code ThanksJC, and you'll get 15% off. Another great company. I want to tell you all, thank you so much again. Thank you for being with us. I want to thank Jose Cinco from Kastking. Great company, great guy. I really appreciate him taking the time and filling you in on some of the really cool stuff we got to see at ICAST. Go check them out. I think you'll really be thrilled with what you see. And as always, thank you for joining us. I always say this, and I will continue to say it again, and again. We wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for you. God bless you all. Have a great week.